Hello, good day. Happy Thursday. Today is Thompson Thursday. We have Darcy Thompson joining us today, and we are really excited to talk about some important topics in the sports world today. So what that means today is actually Darcy is going to interview me on a few of the very, very popular, important technical terms in sports to see how much I really know about sports, because I know everything. So that's what we have to offer today. No, reset. That's what we have to share today, and we look forward to the show. So thanks for tuning in. If you do like what you see, please go subscribe. And on that note, I'll let Darcy take it away.
Okay, so we're going to start with something that you know a little bit about. So please inform me what suicide squeeze means.
A suicide squeeze is a term that is used in baseball or softball, and it is typically the best ideal situation is when it's late in the game, the score is close, and the coach at third base wants to gamble. So runners preferably at second and third, no outs, and the hitter will square up to bunt. And on the pitch, now the hitter will square up to bunt, not too early, not too late, because we don't want to give it away. And on the pitch, the runner at third base is stealing home. Therefore, the batter must bunt anything, even if the ball is bounced or rolled, must touch that ball. Unless it's 50 feet over their head and they can't reach it, then they're going to score anyway. So, suicide squeeze.
And the 1-1 squeeze is on. Schaefer gets it down, and the ball game is...
That was a wonderful answer. Thank you for all that information.
You're welcome.
We're going to move on to something a little bit trickier.
Bring it on.
Missy, is it? Okay, before we start, I'm afraid we're gonna need to make sure you can do a standing back tuck. Standard procedure, you understand.
Standing back handspring back tuck, okay?
Where's this girl from? Romania? Can she yell?
We'll try and I'll do. Awesome! Oh wow! Like totally freaked me out, I mean right on! The tour, sure, #1.
I transferred from Los Angeles. Your school has no gymnastics team. This is a last resort.
Please tell me what catch a crab means.
Catch a crab is a term that is used in craps. When you are gambling and you are on the craps table. So when you catch a crab on the craps table, it gives you an extra play.
Get an extra roll?
Yeah, an extra
Oh,
shoot.
okay, well, you're close. It's actually in rowing. After you remove the oar from the water, you flip it so it's parallel to the water. This is what you do in rowing, right? Okay. If you fail to remove the oar out of the water in time, the blade acts like a brake, and the handle whips back towards you. Violent crabs can actually eject a rower from the boat. So basically, if you screw up in rowing. Close.
Good to know.
Next one. Nutmeg.
And this is in a sport.
This is in a sport, yes.
Nutmeg is a term that is used when bowling.
What about bowling?
It is when you bowl a bowling ball and it goes into the alley and pops out like a bolt and a nut. popping out. And so then it goes into the alleyway and pops back out and hits that center.
Right. Nutmeg is in soccer. A soccer player can nutmeg an opponent by kicking the ball between his or her legs, then sprinting around the defender and regaining the possession of the ball. You were very close. Next one, crackback. What is a crackback?
Crackback is a term that is used in WWE wrestling. And it is when someone jumps off the ropes and lands on the other wrestler's back and does that.
A crackback is in American football. It is an illegal block where one blocker goes low while another blocker hits the defender.
There you go, Quan. Touchdown. Get in there.
Really close on that
You
one.
were, yeah, that actually both involved hitting.
Max.
Right, like this. Okay, next one. Egg beater.
Oh, I know this one.
Do you know?
Yes. I just gotta get my terms right. Okay. Egg beater is a term that is used in the NHL, so in hockey. And it is where the goalie will come out of the goalie area and
Reset.
don't need to reset.
Oh, okay.
It's where the goalie will come out of the goalie area and take its goalie stick and beat the player in the back of the skate, and then they fall, but no one sees it. So they're beating that.
Smack that all on the floor. Smack that, give me some more. Smack that till you get sore. Smack that.
Close. It's in water polo. It is,
It's the same sport. I mean, practically, with goals on each side.
one's in the water. I guess the other's on frozen water.
Yeah, see?
But actually, it's the term they use to stay afloat. It's the way they kick their legs
Oh, that's
to stay above the water. Because actually, you're not allowed to completely submerge in water polo.
that's cool.
Shredding water or egg beater drill. The basic fundamentals of the game of water polo. If you are unable to do this, the game will become very difficult to you. You'll notice in this drill, our player, his upper body is as still as possible. You aren't seeing him move from side to side. It's because his lower half of his body is pretty much separated from his upper body. Here you'll notice the wide frame underwater cameras. His knees are as wide as possible, keeping him in the best foundation. The other great thing about this is his knees are in a 90-degree angle. His thighs are perpendicular to the surface of the water, which gives him a great foundation to be able to elevate out of the water.
I'm going to put these next two together because they're similar. Okay. Baby heads and death cookies.
Baby head and duck farts.
Baby heads and death cookies.
Okay.
You like cookies, you should remember that.
Baby heads and death cookies occur in basketball. So, baby heads, the technical term for baby heads in basketball, is when you are shooting a free throw and the fans have all these like baby heads everywhere. And death cookies is a term that is used when someone is dribbling down court and someone comes from up behind them and calls out cookie, cookie, cookie because they're about to steal the ball. So it's it.
Yeah.
So death cookie means they're about to steal the ball, essentially.
It's actually in mountain biking.
I was close.
The baby heads are actually small boulder-sized rocks that are about the size of a baby head. And the death cookies are a little bit smaller. The death cookies are about fist-sized rocks that knock your bag in all the directions except for the one you want to go.
Okay, well, I was really close.
Right. Tiki-taka.
Can you just say that to the camera so we can really understand what's happening here?
Tiki-taka.
Tiki-taka is a term that is used in volleyball. And this term is used when you have two players who go up for a block and they make the block, but the setter that's right there underneath does this little tap. Taps the ball up off the net.
She just tiki-takas it right up.
She tiki-takas it. She tiki-takas it off the net, back up into the air.
It is actually a style of play for soccer. A style of play popularized by the Spanish men's national team that relies on high volume, relatively safe, short passes to move the ball and maintain possession.
I was really
Right up the field. 1 out of 10.
Well, good thing I know my sports and I got all the answers correct. It is now Darcy's turn to answer just a few. Because if you do remember, last week I did say we were going to talk about snorkeling, but then I meant surfing. So, Darcy, what does the term surfs up mean?
Surf's up.
What does it mean?
Like, the tide's in. It's time to surf it up.
Are you talking like a surfer?
To surf it up, bro.
No.
The surf's up. But
What are you saying?
The surf is up. The tide's in.
Tide is in?
And the surf is up.
Okay, so surf's up, she was very close. Surf's up, all it means is that the waves are surfable. And we're back. The short intermission, a little bit of a wardrobe change.
Sorry.
But for our last question of the day, and it's a term called hypocapnia.
Mm-hmm. In what, sports?
It's in snorkeling.
Oh. Hypocapnia is where you run into a hippopotamus and it flips you over, like it capsizes you. The hippopotamus.
Is that an animal? Is it real? Is that a real animal?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's in the hippo family, but it's a little bit. It's like a miniature.
Oh. Okay. So hypocapnia occurs when snorkelers who hyperventilate to extend subsurface time, they can experience hypocapnia. And they get hypocapnia if they hyperventilate prior to submerging, which causes shallow water blackout. So like they do that on purpose, like they do that to themselves. Remember in Bloodline? Remember when he did that?
Mm-hmm.
Or what TV show? Remember? We learned about it and we were like, so like on purpose you do that.
Wait, why do you black out on purpose?
It's so they can extend their subsurface time. They hyperventilate on purpose to extend the subsurface time. I don't know what subsurface time means, but something's not...
Underwater time.
Okay. They hyperventilate. But then that can cause hypocapnia. Hypo...
But if they pass out, then why would you want to...
Well, they don't always pass out.
Oh.
Sometimes it works. But then sometimes they get shallow water blackout, and that's when someone has to go save them because they black out. And if someone doesn't save them, they'll drown.
Oh. I was close.
Yeah, you were. What? It was an animal?
A hippopotamus.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We hope you gained a little bit of insight into the sports trivia world and learned a little bit about sports, even if you're not a sports fan. But we do appreciate you being, yeah, okay. And reset. We look forward to seeing you next week. Next week, the Thompson Thursday is going to be more based on specific movements that you would need to do to be a really, really, really professional Uber driver. So please tune in. Not necessarily how to be one, but experiencing Uber drivers. And the ins and outs of being in an Uber.
Tiki-taka.
Yeah, tiki-taka. This looks okay. I feel like I'm way over here. So.
You're higher than me. Oh, at least you knew they were sports.
I did not know the sports.
No, you knew what they were sports. It's
Oh,
sports.
okay, that makes sense. So it's a certain play.
You just said that twice.
Is that too high? What? All right. What?
You sitting on stilts or something?
I'm not higher than you. Are you sitting up straight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're ready?